All right, my name is Jim Grillo. I am with HeresChicago.com, and I started a little series called 20 Minutes in 2020, and this is basically to get some great information from event professionals, thought leaders, people who are very inspirational, and those with really good new ideas. And that's why we are here today. So I've got some friends on the line. We have Keith Johnston, and we have Patty Coen, who I would have to call colleagues and friends for many years, and they have started something that sounds really cool, and I don't know exactly what it is, and neither do you, but you will once this is done. So we've got 20 minutes, you guys. Let's, hey Keith, why don't you introduce yourself and let us know kind of, what you were doing before this all happened, prior to the whole COVID scene.
Well, prior to the whole COVID scene, and now even with the COVID scene, I'm the managing partner at i3 Events, and we are a third-party event production house. So we plan events for small and medium-sized associations around the country. Once COVID hit, things change, right? So all of a sudden, we went from in-person events to pivoting to virtual, and that is when, I'm going to kick it over to Patty, because Patty actually started putting a few feelers out to a few people that she knows, and now here we are. So Patty, take it away.
Thank you.
Patty, let us know kind of what you were doing before this as well, and then we can pivot into what you both are doing with kind of like a consortia of meeting and event planners.
Yes, thanks, Jim and Keith. My name is Patty Coen, and I'm an independent meeting planner with a company called Great Chicago Events. I've been doing this for the past 20 years, and my markets include corporations and associations and nonprofits that manage all kinds of meetings in domestic and international locations. And I've also taught I taught school for 11 years at a small college in the West Loop, and I also taught online classes for 5 years with the Art Institute of Pittsburgh. So I've been in this in this industry for 25 years. And what we did was when this whole thing hit, looked around and reached for people that we worked together closely with in the past, and other planners and other meeting professionals who have a wide variety of skills that we could join together and create this consortium that Jim mentioned. We're calling it Remote, Reliable, Responsible. And we have people that do logistical meeting planning, strategic meeting planning. We have virtual meeting planning. We have someone that's a graphic artist. We have someone involved who actually owns, or doesn't own, but works within an organization that has a state-of-the-art audiovisual setup. And we want to reach people who are struggling to decide what their meetings look like in the future, and also who might need help right now as they figure out where they're going with their immediate meeting needs.
So this is more like consulting, if you will. By the way, do you like my vest?
I like the vest.
I'm digging the vest, man. I need to get me one of those.
It looks like you're wearing the world.
This is like a virtual, I don't know what it is. It's one of the screens, I think, for the backgrounds. And this, this ain't even green. This is gray. So I don't know what's going on there. Look at that. I'm like the world.
It is cool.
It's very cool.
But I've known you for 20 years, and you've always been way cooler than me. So.
Ever since I started playing rock and roll, man.
There you go, man.
So kind of like consultants, right? So so how are you getting the word out, and what do you look forward to doing? Like, what's your mission? What's your goal?
Well, I'll actually go, it's more than consultants, right? Yes, of course. If there is an organization or a company that needs consulting, absolutely. We can get them, how are they going to get sponsorships? How are they going to get exhibitors? How do they pivot from in-person to virtual? But we also have such a team that as this starts to come back, we can actually jump in and actually be the in-person people. We can help them plan it. We can help them staff it, because, a lot of organizations, what they're going to find, is they furloughed and laid off a lot of people. And then as soon as this starts to come back, they're not going to have the people that they need that are knowledgeable enough to just jump in and help them take over an event and run an event.
Yeah, and I saw that you have Molly Mercado and also Barb Quigley. I mean, two great independent planners here in Chicago for a long time, joining you, Patty, and you, Keith, and Neela.
We have Molly. We have Molly Mercado, who has done a ton in the industry. We have Barb Quigley, who's a convention and services representative and knows all of the different destinations in a large way. We have Neela, Keith's wife, who is also been in events for years and years and does great logistics as well as exhibit management and things like that. We have Cindy Shook, who is a graphic artist. We have Lise Pecorius, who I referenced earlier, who works with the OLC and will allow us access into the OLC to use their state-of-the-art virtual. And we have Shoni, and Keith, I'm going to let you introduce her because you know her better than I.
Yeah, Shoni's actually, she is, a PR person. She has her own PR firm, so she can actually step in and help people do the messaging and do the messaging correctly when we come back. So I like to think, every time I look back at it and I look at the site and I'm looking at who we have, I'm like, wow, this is actually a pretty kick-ass team.
Mm-hmm. And the other thing that we can help in the future with, because we've all been exposed to volunteer management, is helping people with their membership and helping people design new membership strategies, because the members are going to be hard to get back in some circumstances. So that's another component of the marketing that we offer as well.
Excellent. Wait, if you ever need marketing help, call me.
Oh, we will. We have that.
What? We did.
And that also leads into the fact that we also are creating a list of our associates that we've worked with, because we know so many people have been furloughed or lost their jobs or whatever. We know there's a ton of really good meeting professionals available, and we're making a list of people so that when we do get business, and as Keith described, we do go back on the ground and we're starting to work on projects again and everything, we can reach out to people in other cities. We can reach out to some of our colleagues here in Chicago, and we want to be able to work with them as well as things move forward.
Well, you guys are like a dream team. I mean, to have all of these people who are available at one time, and then for somebody to think of this, I believe Keith referenced that, Patty, you thought of this, right?
I did. I was just about a week or so into this. I'm like, we can't sit back on the sidelines and wait for the next thing to happen. We have to be out in front, helping to create the new normal that is part of the world now. And this is our way to do it, because we know that there's organizations and associations out there that need help, and we don't know who they're reaching out to, and we want to make sure everybody is able to do this right, and we want to be able to help them do it right.
Yeah.
So you guys are just getting off the ground with this, right?
Correct. We've been working on it, what, Keith, about 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, only about 2.5 weeks. The site's up, the site's live, and then, personally, we have goals and things that we want to accomplish with it, with spreading the word and getting the news out there. But it's actually come together extremely fast. I was actually surprised how willing everyone was to not only give their expertise, but also their time.
Yes.
And everyone did. Everyone has been absolutely amazing to work with.
Yes, and it's great because it's a consortium of people. So because it's a consortium, it's not a new company. We're all maintaining our individual identities, but we're coming together to work together as a team and support each other. And that's, to me, the most important thing, is that we're all supporting each other while we support the industry.
So this team that you're going to have, you're thinking about, so you've all got your own individual endeavors. You're thinking about keeping this as well intact?
As Keith said, who knows? Nightline started back in the late 1970s to keep everyone updated on the Iranian crisis, or, when the hostages were over in Iran. And who knows what this will lead to? Who has any idea what this could lead to?
Yeah, and I think I think what we've put together, is nice for the client, right? They can come in, and let's say that they start off needing, they want to pivot to virtual. So I'm working with them directly, and then all of a sudden they're like, we could really use some help, with sponsorship sales. They don't have to go out and find somebody new, right? We can just bring that person in, and again, one point of contact for the client, which makes life super easy for them. So as their needs build, we actually just, it's almost like Legos. They can keep adding as they go.
Yeah, and even though you started 2 weeks ago, I mean, you add up your experience, Keith, yours, Patty, Molly's, Barb's, and everybody you mentioned. It's not like you guys just thought of an idea, said, "Hey, I'm going to enter the meetings industry," which is very tough to do if you don't have that credibility or that experience or that knowledge. The amount of knowledge that you have, I would imagine if, let's say, some company was listening to this right now and they're like, "Oh my God, my meeting planner left," and so forth. This would be a great way in a very easy way for a company to be able to get the meeting and event planning together and the sponsorships and all of that stuff out to wherever they need to get it. So basically you guys can take care of it, and it's low risk. I mean, you guys know what you're doing.
Right. We laughed because when we put it all together, we decided we have somewhere between 200 and 225 years of experience between all 8 of us. And that's a lot of years of experience. We just laughed and we're like, do we admit that? But yes, we do, because this is important for people to know that we do know what we're doing, and we've been doing this for quite some time. Keith?
Yeah, well, and Jim, to your point, it low risk for the client because they only have to, it's only what they need. So you're going to have some clients that have, long-term needs, right? They're coming back and something is 2 years out. Certainly we come in, negotiate hotel contracts and exhibit center contracts and all of that. But there also might be clients that have a very short-term need. They only need someone to fill that gap for 2 months, once this thing all winds up, as they're looking for people to bring on. Right, we can actually be that stopgap for them and actually keep the ball moving forward for them while they're actually trying to look for the people who will actually become permanent members of their team. So, so for the client, it's literally whatever they need is that's what we fill.
Yeah, and it's nice because you can a la carte it too, and maybe they come for you for one thing, and then they'll call you back and be like, "Hey, you did such a great job on this. Can you do this and this?" And your answer is always going to be yes, because you've got that experience and you have those tools and resources.
And there's somebody on the team that can manage everything. I mean, if you look at the whole group, there's a complete brain among all of us. So yes, totally, Jim.
Yeah.
You got somebody. Go ahead, Keith.
Oh, I was going to say the answer. Can you do this? Sure.
Absolutely.
Keith, can you fix my vest?
Sure.
I'm still laughing at this thing. Look at this thing. Oh God.
It is the coolest thing ever, though.
It is. It looks like you're wearing the world on your shoulder, literally.
Hey, I didn't plan on this. In fact, just so everybody knows, we started our call a little late today because when I first turned on my computer, I was upside down. Like I was upside down. So I don't know what's going on with Zoom today. It's messing with my settings. Who knows? Anyhow, but these things are going to happen in a virtual world. And I'm on the board of ILEA, the Illinois Live Events Association, and we're starting to do some virtual things too. And I warned him. I said, what can go wrong will go wrong in technology. Number 2, don't overthink everything. Go ugly, go early, because you're only going to find out this new world of virtual, well, it's not a new world, but it's now have taken effect that a lot of people are using it or going to use it. It's a great tool, but there are going to be challenges, glitches, you name it, whether it's your computer or the software. You can't blame the people all the time because there's some kind of little mice inside these computers and software that are going to mess something up once in a while, right?
Well, and I think, two things to that point. I'm a firm believer in done is better than perfect. And I think everyone nowadays, because I don't know anyone who hasn't done a Zoom call or a WebEx or whatever it happens to be, I think that everyone is used to glitches happening. And I think that it's just the nature of the beast. Yes, it will get better as we all move forward and, virtual and hybrid events become more of a thing. But I think everyone is extremely forgiving, especially if you're a membership organization and your members see you making the effort. I think that goes such a long way. I was actually talking to someone the other day and they're actually not doing anything because they're unsure of the technology. Well, you know what? If you're unsure and you're not doing something, your members are going somewhere else to get their education right now.
What you just described is exactly what we're trying to do. Is we're trying to help those people go virtual and help them reach those members so that those organizations don't fall apart and they continue to be able to help their membership and teach their membership.
Yeah, and Keith, I hear you're the technology guy on the team, right?
I pretend to be. Or what is it? I stayed at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
I'm going to have to reach out to you about my clothing, my wardrobe. Make sure this goes away.
Yeah, there you go. So yes, this week or last week and this week, I've already done 4 virtual events ranging in size from 300 to 1,200.
Oh my gosh, good for you.
So anything I could do to help, you let me know. Any parting thoughts from either or both of you?
Keith?
You know, I think my parting thought is to all of the meeting professionals out there. It sucks right now, but it will get better. You know, we're all going to make it through by hook or by crook. You know, we will have good days and bad days, but the sun will shine again.
I couldn't agree more. It's a scary world right now, but watching GMID today all day long was a really nice thing because it inspired hope, and there's a lot of people out there, and they gave some really good information. So we will survive. It's just going to be a matter of time and effort and energy.
Yeah, well, we definitely are a community. You know, I think we all met through, whether it was MPI or PCMA or ILEA or NACE or, you know, Michigan Avenue, one of the associations out there. Our community really freaking rocks, man. And you both rock. And your whole team is just fantastic people. So if I could, I know I've got your bios. If you could send me a little blurb about your mission and send me the URL, I'm going to put it on HeresChicago.com with this interview so people can contact you.
Awesome.
Okay, we'll send it to you. Great.
All right. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, Keith. Thank you, Patty. Thank you for your whole team, and I look forward to seeing you guys grow this thing. So let me know if I can help, okay?
Thanks, Jim.
All right, take care. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Bye.